everyone, I am Miss Susan from ATAGO. Thank you for joining today's PALCOFFEE seminar. For anyone who's watching on live, if you have any questions, please write in the chat box and we will be answering them throughout the webinar. And for people who's not watching on live, if you have any questions or any information that you want, please send us an email at overseas@atago.net. So for today's PALCOFFEE seminar, I'll be talking about who measures coffee, what TDS is, what Brix is, and I'll be talking about our PALCOFFEE and introducing our PALPH, and then show you the actual measurement. So let me start. So who measures coffee? There's mainly three types of people who measures coffee. First is a barista. They would measure coffee to make sure that they make the same coffee every time. And for roasters, they have a lot of coffee beans, so they have to measure the various coffee beans that they have. And thirdly, a coffee lover would measure coffee. They would measure and create their own taste of coffee. So for coffee, usually you measure Brix and TDS. So first, let me move to TDS. What is TDS? TDS stands for Total Dissolved Solids. So TDS measures the coffee in water. So by measuring TDS, you can control and manage coffee extract. So by looking at the TDS, you can check if the coffee needs more or less extract. So for the golden cup standard of coffee, according to SCA, which is the Specialty Coffee Association, it is said that the golden cup for coffee is TDS of 1.15 to 1.35. So if it's lower than 1.15, the taste is going to be light. And if it's higher than 1.35, the taste of the coffee will be strong. I've written an example below that espresso is about TDS 8 to 10%. However, it depends on the coffee beans. So let me move to Brix. What is Brix? Brix measures the total concentration of a sample. So by using a refractometer, you will put the sample on the sample stage, a light will refract, and we'll get the concentration of a sample. So if you have TDS, why use Brix? So TDS only measures the coffee and water, which means that if the coffee contains other things like milk and sugar, it will read what is inside the coffee. So it will read the sugar and milk too. So in that case, Brix is more reliable for reading the whole concentration of a sample. However, it depends on the people if they would like to focus on TDS or Brix. However, if you want to get the accurate number of the concentration in coffee, I would recommend using Brix for the whole total concentration. So let me move to our ATAGO's instrument. So for PALCOFFEE, we have three types of PALCOFFEE. First is the Brix TDS. Second is a PALCOFFEE that measures only Brix. And third is PALCOFFEE that measures only TDS. So first, let me talk about our PALCOFFEE that measures Brix. So as I say, the scale is Brix, and the measurement range is from 0 to 25. And as you can see here, the accuracy is 0.1, plus minus 0.1, so it's very high. And the temperature compensation is from 10 to 100 degrees, so you can measure a high temperature sample too. So now we move to our PALCOFFEE TDS. So PALCOFFEE TDS measures TDS, of course, and the measurement range is 0 to 22%. So it's not the same as Brix, it's not 25 but 22%. And the accuracy is plus minus 0.15. And same as the PALCOFFEE Brix, the temperature compensation is also 10 to 100 degrees, which makes it possible to measure high temperature samples. So our third PALCOFFEE is PALCOFFEE Brix TDS. So PALCOFFEE Brix TDS measures both Brix and TDS, so you don't need two instruments, but you only need one to measure both. So the range is the same as Brix, PALCOFFEE for only Brix and PALCOFFEE for only TDS, so as the temperature compensation too. So about our PALCOFFEE, we actually have three features for the PALCOFFEE. First is that it measures slight difference in concentration. As I said before, the accuracy for PALCOFFEE Brix is plus minus 0.1, and for the TDS, it's plus minus 0.15, which is very accurate. And the second feature is that it has a stable reading even at the high temperature because we have the ATC function. Thirdly, it is water resistant, so you can wash it by water or running water. So about our PALCOFFEE, there's a mode S which measures for repeatability. So it takes multiple readings until the measurement stabilizes. So however, for people who wants to measure it faster, who wants the result faster, you can use magic for the sample to cool down faster. I'll be showing this on the video later for what magic is. And we also have an NFC function which you can use your phone or an NFC reader, and you can measure up to 100 measurements. So for coffee, not only measuring Brix or TDS, you actually measure pH too. So why measure pH of coffee? So first is the quality of water plays a big role in coffee. So if the pH of the water changes, the taste of the coffee also changes. It is said that the target of water for coffee is a pH of 7. However, 6 or 8 is also acceptable. Not only that, but pH changes too when roastering coffee. So for roasters, they would like to measure pH to know how roasted their coffee will be. So for our PALPH, it is very different from our other pH meter because first it's durable and it needs less sample, which you only need 0.6 milliliters to measure. Thirdly, it is easy to clean and hygienic. Fourth is that it's a non-consumable KLC, so compared to other pH meters, you can use it for a long time. And for our PALPH, same as other PAL series, it also has an NFC function. So now let me move to our measurement. Can you see the video? One moment. You can talk. Okay, so everyone, can you see my video? Okay, let me start. So before doing the actual measurement, we would like you to zero set. So you can use a water, then press start. And after pressing start, press 0 to 0 set. As you can see here, if it's 0, press start again to make sure that it shows 0. And you can see that there's 3 dots coming out. It means that it's taking the measurement multiple times to make sure that the result is accurate. So now let me move to the measurement of coffee. So when measuring coffee, make sure to mix the sample to make it homogeneous and put on the sample stage and then take a few measurements. When pressing, as I said before, you can see that it takes a little while because it takes repeatable measurements. So the first measurement is Brix 4.18 and the TDS is 3.36. Let's take several measurements to make sure and check if it is stable. The second measurement is 4.32 and the TDS is 3.47. The third measurement is Brix 4.32 and TDS 3.47, which you can see that the measurement is stable. And after measuring, make sure to clean the sample stage well. If there are any samples left and built inside, it will affect the measurement, so make sure to clean the sample stage by water. Now the measurement of coffee using magic. So as before, make sure to mix and put the sample on the sample stage. You need a less sample compared to before. Then that is our magic. You just have to put it on top. And what it does is it cools down the sample easily and makes a stable measurement faster. So let's take several measurements to make sure that it is stable. Okay, now you can see that the result is stable. So now let's measure the Brix and TDS of cafe latte. So same as the coffee before, you have to mix it to make it homogeneous and then put it on the sample stage. So the Brix is 8.62 and the TDS is 7.07. As I said before, TDS does read whatever it includes, like milk and sugar. So by having this result, you can see that not only Brix but the TDS does read milk and sugar too. So now let me move to measuring PALPH. We actually have 3 points for the calibration, and when purchasing the PALPH, it does come with those 3 points of calibration. So before measuring pH, make sure to do the calibration, and before make sure that it's correct in order to get the correct pH. I'm measuring pH of water right now. As you can see, it is 6.83, so the water that I used is good for coffee. And now, just for fun, let me measure the pH of coffee too. And let's see how different it is with water. So the pH is 5.3, which is lower than water. So now, I would like, before ending the webinar, I would like to introduce we have an app just for PALCOFFEE, which is my coffee recipe. So you can make your own recipe by adding some informations. As you can see on the right picture, there's a star mark. By writing the information, putting on the information on the stars, you can actually have your own data and make your own recipe. And this is available on Apple Store. So for anyone who's using PALCOFFEE and has iPhone, please download our app. So this is the end of the coffee webinar. Are there any questions? No questions? Okay, for anyone who's watching, thank you for joining today's seminar. For people who are watching, if you have any questions, please send us an email at overseas@atago.net. Thank you for watching again, and have a good day.